Somalia has been in the news for many years for all the wrong reasons. And the country is still reeling from the impact of instability caused by civil wars and the dreaded terror activities. You would imagine there is nothing positive to report about the country. If so, you are wrong. Our journey here was to investigate the little-known large-scale farming in Somalia. First, my cameraman and I had to focus on our safety. We hired security services of a private firm to enable us reach the nearest agricultural area, that is Afgoye, 30 kilometers west of Mogadishu city. Our guard makes some calls to be sure everything is okay ahead.
If you look before, the people, they didn't go there because of there was the fighting between Afgoye and Mogadishu. But now we go, so it shows a sign of peace. So the people, they can go and then they can come back. Eh?
As foreigners, we are advised not to take anything for granted, as we are told the dreaded members of the Al-Shabaab militia may have melted into the society. As we head to Afgoye, the images I know Somalia for come to my mind. But I'm excited at the mission to discover something new. We start seeing the green Somalia. Our first stop is at this farm. We meet Abdul Kadir Mukhtar harvesting sweet potatoes. He says they depend on agriculture as their only source of income, adding that the government has not supported them so far, despite the many challenges they are facing, like lack of market for their products, lack of farm inputs, and poor infrastructure. Next, we arrive at the source of water along River Shabelle. Farmers here tap for irrigation. I'm told this is part of the infrastructure that had been put in place by the government with the help of donor funding before civil war broke out in the early 90s. And despite instability, resilient farmers, through their own network, continue to maintain some of the pumps.
Come here, come here.
Nur Salad Kulane is one of the large-scale farmers here. He shows me his banana plantation. He takes me through the production process up to harvesting. He tells me their main market is Mogadishu, Somaliland, Puntland, and Jubaland.
Irrigation man.
Noor has also invested in pawpaw farming. To a different farm now, and we find farmers harvesting lemon. They eventually dry the lemon in the sun, then export it to the Middle East for industrial use. Sayed Omar Ibrahim is an official of the Afgoye Farmers Association in charge of foreign affairs. He says before the collapse of government, farmers invested heavily in large-scale farming with support from banks and donors.
The person who used to farm before 100 hectares, he can't able to farm 100 hectares now. And then the conclusion, he used to farm maybe 20, not more than 30 hectares, because he can't get any support or investment.
Things are worse for subsistence farmers. Most of them are internally displaced, meaning the farming taking place here is not done by just any ordinary person. So where exactly does farming take place? This map shows the green belt we are talking about. Farming takes place along two major rivers, River Shabelle and Juba River. According to the Natural Resources Ministry that also handles agriculture issues, although Somalia is largely semi-arid, about 40% of the land is arable.
Our economy is dependent on agriculture and livestock, more so on livestock. But eventually we are hoping that the government will be in a position, once the resources that we need are in place, to even assist the farmers more, either through subsidy or through the provision of equipments.
So here in Afgoye, it is food food, food. And the big lesson from the farms is, despite over 20 years of conflict, farmers have been able to sustain this. What if the country was stable? In part 2 of this series, we will look at marketing. For Citizen TV, I'm Alex Chamwada.